You're watching Showbiz Insider, guys. So it's been a pretty big month in music too. We had Rudimental and De La Soul at Sundance, then we headed up to Media City for Gary Barlow, and now we're going to bring you the top 10 bands in Dubai. That's the Dubai Unplugged Music Festival. It was for a really good cause. So Johnny, Dubai Unplugged, 10 bands, one venue. Take me through some of the acts and what's the vision for the event tonight?
Well, the vision is actually, it's all in aid of charity, first of all. So all the musicians that are appearing this evening have given up their free time to come along and perform for a good cause. And we have 10 bands, as you say, basically all of them headliners in the UAE, and many of them working outside the UAE in Europe, in the Gulf, other places as well.
Tell me some of the highlights. I know they're all extraordinary in their own right.
Well, we've got the fantastic award-winning The Boxtones, who are a mixture of Scottish and Canadian guys. They've won a lot of awards recently, including Rolling Stone magazine, Stage to Street Band. They were in the Hard Rock Cafe Global Competition. They were winners for this region as well.
And of course, Hamdan Al-Abri.
Hamdan is a legend, everybody knows him. He performs here at Jazz Pizza Express Dubai on a Thursday evening along with his band, Funk Radius. But tonight he's doing something a bit different, just himself and one musician, something more as a unplugged, as the name suggests, acoustic.
First up, it's the Boxtones. Now, they formed back in 2006 in Scotland and expanded to become one of Dubai's premier bands and also musical consultants for the Middle East. So it's not just original songs and an album released earlier this year, but it's also the business of music and entertainment.
His choice to choose.
What's at the core of the Boxtones?
I think the business is one of the main things. We're one of the few business stroke bands here. So we started our trade license last year. So we actually operate as a company. So we do a lot of corporate work, private agencies, etc., etc. But our real passion, obviously, is the original music, and that's really where I think we all want to really push. And it's the passion. That's where it lies. Write your own stuff. People actually liking it, and then when you see someone singing it, that's the best.
Now, I know that you guys had an album that did really well at the beginning of the year. What was the driving force behind the album? What was like the main theme of the album?
I love the fact that we recorded something, put it on iTunes, and people bought it. And we were making money for nothing. Not for nothing. We obviously created the album and the songs.
You are all about the business.
It was strange to get a check through the post for stuff that you'd written like 2 years ago.
Well, I want to know what you wrote about.
The album is a melting pot between me and Louise, really. It was about the change of life we did, the last 8 years of our lives working in a band, travelling the world. Also about the music industry in general. It was kind of like, one of the songs on there is called Circusarium, and it was a real pot shot at the pop industry. And it's a rock song, but with pop lyrics and pop sensibilities. So we're kind of taking the mickey out of the whole thing. Almost like Circusarium was like an aquarium, and everyone lived inside an aquarium, and we were outside looking in and such.
She listens to the radio, but they don't play the kind of sound she likes.
Moving on to Tim Hassal, an internationally established songwriter and multi-instrumentalist. His eclectic musical taste inspires his unique pop rock with a little bit of soul style. Second full-length album Galatin reached number 9 on the Virgin UAE charts in February this year, and his music is featured in major motion pictures like Ali Mustafa's City of Life. Next up, Hard Rock Cafe residents and 5-piece band The Explosions literally rocked onto the stage. That's Danny Langston on drums, Dale Pringle Martin on guitars, Sean Green on bass and lead vocals, Tom Knight on keyboard and vocals, and Danielle, the lead female. Now, these guys can literally sing anything, from hard rock to funk to groove, setting off a live song bidding war which ended in Purple Rain. Okay, The Explosions. You guys really do explode. Thank you. That was awesome. Took me back to the 90s, actually. Bit of Alanis Morissette, The Wall. Tell me, how did you all get together? I mean, I know you haven't been in Dubai that long.
Yeah, well, we're part of an entertainment agency that's based in the UK called Here and Now Entertainment. And really, we all auditioned to be part of the agency, and originally they put us together, and then we went through a few different versions of the band, and we're now this 5 people, and yeah, we've been together now, all of us together for about a year, yeah.
And what I'm massively impressed with, you guys can literally do anything off the cuff. That's pretty huge.
Well, you know, being out here this long, and especially playing in so many varied places, we've got about maybe 300-400 songs we can play off the cuff straight away.
You've got no choice. They will request any song at any given moment, and you've got to be ready.
So, I mean, what do you do to prepare for that? That must literally take years.
You just have to know the songs inside out, like as well as you can.
Moving on to Canadian acoustic guitar, Adam Johnson seamlessly took us from Pearl Jam to Adam Levine to U2. Classic rock favourites from the soloist with more charity bids from the crowd. Adam, awesome set. Let's go right back to basics. Tell me about your personal journey into music.
My personal journey, I started off in Winnipeg, Canada. Just playing the acoustic guitar, got in a cover band, then I got called out to Dubai in 2011. I actually played with one of the members of the Box Tones in that cover band. Willie's from the same part, but yeah, basically it's been, you know, since I've been called out, it's band after band, and then now I'm doing my own thing. So.
And do you prefer doing solo work, or do you miss working with the band?
I love doing the solo thing. It's totally my cup of tea. You know, I'm happy I get to stay home with my wife and you know, play the songs that I enjoy playing.
Completing the lineup for the charity gig was local superstar Hamdan Al Abri and Funk Radius. The Emirati soul singer-songwriter released 2 widely acclaimed albums, Sunchild and Blank Notes. That was with his original band Abri, and he's performed alongside Erykah Badu, Ziggy Marley, Arrested Development, Kanye West and John Stone. Most recently, tracks from his solo EP have been featured on hit US TV shows CSI and Ringer. Top local talent to support a super worthy cause. That's with all proceeds going to Johnny Miller's Foundation in Uganda.
Mama, come here, right quick. I get that little stick. I said, Mama, come here, right quick.
So those were the big stories, guys, in film, fashion and music. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, we love to keep in touch. So take a look at our Facebook page. That's called Showbiz Insider. Or you can follow us on Twitter, where our ID is @ZoeShowbiz. That's for your international Hollywood news. Make sure you join us same time next month for more local legends. See you then.